Today we are going to be making this beautiful wreath, perfect for spring. It could be for Mother's Day, you know, all year long, really. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful, but we're pulling in the pinks and the purples and the blues. Nice, pretty wildflower wreaths. So I hope you guys enjoy. I'm going to drop you down and we're going to get started. Okay, y'all, so we are making our bow for our wreath here. We had a little short video that I posted showing you how I kind of pulled the supplies for this project. So if you missed it, you guys can go back and see how I paired everything up. But the primary focus was around this ribbon. So I pulled things that paired nicely with this ribbon, and that is kind of the start of our show. Let me get a little cleaner, pipe cleaner. So I just did 7 loops. We're going to be using a 14-inch grapevine and oval. Use however many loops, make your bow however you want. I'm going to cut my, if I can find my scissors, y'all. There we go. I'm going to cut my tail off. We're going to get our tails added back later. Exactly where we want them. I'll just set that aside for a minute. I'm going to get my bow on a pick. If you were in our private designers circle group, I posted a video recently, an up-close video on how I do this. But basically I'm just wrapping that pipe cleaner around my pick. And we're going to get this added into our wreath. Now let me see which, I think I want it. See which side looks better. This part, I think we've exposed. We'll do it right about there. I'm gonna add lots of glue to that pipe cleaner so that it does not come out. Okay, now we're going to go in and we're going to anchor this a little bit with some fern. There is actually another greenery that now that I'm doing this, I just now remembered that I would have liked to use. It's a mixed greenery, but that's okay. We already pulled this, so use whatever greenery you want. And I'm going to go right next to my bow there. So we're going to get a few pieces anchored, and then we'll wait until we get it up on the easel to kind of finish it out. I just like to do as much as I can on the table just because it's easier for me. I design better on the table, but it's easier for you to see kind of what you got going on when it's on the easel. So pros and cons. I think I'm going to get another little piece coming out a little bit more right here. Trying to get it where you guys can see okay. Okay, so I have a few of those ferns kind of anchored there. Let's add a couple of our large floral heads. We are going to go in with these pretty hydrangeas. Go right next to that bow there. Get another one. So we've kind of got these hydrangeas in a little triangle around our bow. We've got 2 more. I don't know if we're going to add them. We may just leave it clustered right here, but we'll have them if we want to add them later. Okay, I'm going to get you guys up on the easel and then we will finish this off. Okay, so we have it up on the easel. We have our pretty little bow here with our little base greenery. Let's go in now with a little bit of the 60919, the filler bush. Then we're going to add, we'll add some of these, and then maybe some purple cosmos. Okay, so I'm just going to pull these apart. You want to make sure that you're sort of shaking hands with it. If you need to put this on a pick, you can. I'm going to see if I can get mine in there without the pick. Sometimes you might need to wrap it with some floral wire as well. Okay, so we're going to get some of that in here. Just kind of weave it in there. Let's get another piece. Make sure you're fluffing these out, giving them some movement. Okay, let's get another piece. Now I'm going to weave this sort of through our grapevine so that it kind of trails down a little bit there. Okay, let's get another one. So we brought the blue in. If you watched the video of how I pick the products, I wanted to bring this blue in because there are little birds in here. They are blue. So we're going to pull in some of that blue with the pink. We got this green, matches our green that's in our ribbon here. We'll see if I can get this in there without a pick, y'all. Wants to fight me a little bit, but I think we made it. So I've never really been a huge fan of the 60919, but they really do make good fillers. So depending on the right wreath, they work, or the right arrangement. But you will definitely want to have, if you use these, you want to make sure your customer, or you, if you're making them for yourself, make sure that you have a covered front porch, because they have these little paper flowers on them and you wouldn't want those to get wet. I mean, that's pretty much with any of the wreaths we make, unless you're using the water resistant UV products. You pretty much want any wreath to be in a covered, under a covered porch or area. But there are products out there that are, they call them weather resistant. So I wouldn't say they're waterproof, but they are weather resistant. That you could use if you had a more exposed space. But with the 60919 with those paper flowers, you definitely want to make sure you've got a covered area. I don't know if we're going to use all of it, but I want to pull a little bit more blue towards the center, sort of coming out of our bow, because we kind of have the blue just like around, but I want to have some in the center as well. So I may not use all of it, but I definitely want to get a piece in here. And I may need to get a pick on this one. I'm just going to go ahead and do it just to save myself from fighting with it. Okay. We may add some more of this, but let's get a few of our other things first. let's go in with our little mum filler bush here. This piece I may leave on there, but it's got a pretty thick stem, so I'm gonna have to try to place it in the grapevine where it's gonna go in there. Okay, our little bits here. I think I'm gonna add these pieces together. So I'm just going to clip it, make it even, put it on a pick. So let me know in the comments, what is everybody working on right now? Are you doing patriotic? Are you still on spring? Are you doing every day? For those of you that create, what are you working on? I'm pretty much over spring, but I wanted to play with that ribbon, y'all. So we're gonna do this one. It could be spring or summer, but I pretty much moved on from spring. We may do an arrangement or something, you know, for Mother's Day, but we're about done with spring. So I've been working on patriotic, and I'm almost over patriotic too, y'all. Almost over patriotic. I'm gonna put this one more towards the center here. I've done more patriotic this year than I've done in the years past, just because it's trending a little bit more this year with the anniversary. Some people do really well with patriotic. I've never been one that does particularly well with patriotic. I'll sell a few, but it's not been a top seller for me, so I normally don't make very many, but I've made quite a few this year. For those of you who have seen the shop tour, it's been a while since I've done one. We have a lot of wreaths in there that have not sold that I need to move before I keep making. But when you are a teacher of wreaths and you sell supplies, you know, we're constantly creating, so we end up with more than we can sell. Okay, y'all, I gotta go turn this heat off in here. It is hot. We are at that time of year where it is cold in the mornings. So you have the heat on, and then by the time this time in the afternoon kicks in, it's like instantly, it's like so hot in here. So I'm just taking some of these little pieces and getting them added. And especially because I got the lights on, that does not help. This would be a good Mother's Day wreath too. If you wanted to gift it to your mom. I know a lot of times when you hear Mother's Day, or for me anyway, I think more arrangements than I do wreaths, but this would be a pretty Mother's Day wreath as well. If you wanted to give your mama a wreath instead of an arrangement. But it's got a little short baby stem, so we would have to put it on a pick. We'll probably bring in some height with our cosmos that we're going to bring in, so we'll come back to it if it still looks a little funny later. But I would like to have that flower a little higher. Going through my grapevine bed, I'm going to pull these little pieces kind of through my bow, so they're all just kind of intertwined and growing. We're going to do another piece back here. We need some love with these on this side too. I almost need two pieces. So let me go ahead and just break it up. So we don't have any of this on this side. There we go. And then I want a piece back behind those loops back there. And the fun thing with this pick is you get this, all this fun little greenery, all these fun little greenery bits. So you don't have to really have, we may not even go in with the, I had brought another greenery. I brought another greenery to add in here, but we may not even need to add it, y'all. We'll see how it goes. You know me, I gotta do more and more. I don't know when to stop. So the minute I say we're not gonna add something, guess what we do? We add it. I should know better by now. Okay, let's go in with some of our cosmos now. I don't like the leaves on the cosmos, so I pick them out. I don't use them. That's just me. And I'm bringing in purple. There's not a whole lot of purple in here. It's just very, very subtle. But we have all this pink that I thought the purple would just add just the right pop. We have the cosmos in a dark pink. If you wanted to keep it more monochromatic. Well, I guess it wouldn't be monochromatic with the blue. But if you wanted to do the pink color, we do have it in the, we have it in this like dark pink. But I'm bringing in a different color. So I need a long cosmos for this spot back here because I need my stem tall. So I need one right in here. There we go. I didn't want that sticking out too far, but I wanted it on the side over here. Push it down in there a little bit further. You just give your little floor heads a bend up, get them where you want them. I want one kind of coming out of her bow here. Okay, so this is what we have so far. Isn't that pretty? So a few more things to tweak it. So we need to fill in a little bit more back here. So we have more 60919. Let's maybe add a cosmos back there. I do have another fern that I brought and that other greenery if we decide to add it. Okay, so I brought this syngonium. Let me just play for a minute. See if I want to add it in here. Give us a little bit different texture of greenery. Of course, this is optional because, you know, the more you add, the higher the price tag. So if you just want to go in with more fern, you could. I think I'm going to add them. Give us a little bit different greenery texture in there. All these glue strings drive me crazy. That was one. I brought 4. I don't know if we're going to use all 4. I'm going to go back behind this loop here. I'm going to go in between my loops. On the side here. kind of working my way around, looking for kind of where we need a little love. Got a little bit of a hole right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. We might need to put another piece of this 60919 back there. Let me just see. Because it's a pretty good size hole, or at least part of one of these. All right, that's better. I don't know if you guys can see. We kind of filled that hole in a little bit better. And you could stop at any point. It's looking really good. But I'm going to take a few more of these little pieces. And get added in here. I feel like I need to put a couple more pieces of this 60919 right there. So I'm just cutting it down because I don't want a huge section of it, just a little bit. I'm gonna go right in there with that. I will get it hung up. I've got just a couple little scrap pieces of my greenery, a couple scrap pieces of my 60919, and a couple pieces of the cosmos left. So when I get it on the wall, if I see any holes, then I can, you know, just tweak it. But I think it turned out really pretty. There you go. So now you can see it a little bit better, but I think it turned out beautiful. I love it. Little wildflower. I love the colors from that ribbon. So thank you guys so much for hanging out and watching. If you are new to our channel, we would love to have you subscribe, hit that little notification bell. You'll be notified every time we have new tutorials. So until next time, bye y'all.